Hi, my name is Tricia Nabors. I'm the Executive Director of New Choices Career Development Program.
And I'm Jerry Glenn. I'm a mentor with SCORE here in Lancaster.
So my relationship with SCORE/Jerry began, I want to say approximately 10 years ago, when I sought him out for some leadership advice in terms of a psychological practice I was planning on opening. Went through some personal problems, decided to step back. I would say 6 years later, I became the executive director of New Choices and stumbled across lots of challenges in terms of how do I mitigate now going from an on-staff counselor to a director, having to lay off all my staff, facing a 70% reduction in funding. How do I make this nonprofit that is so beneficial to our community actually work efficiently? So I reached back out to Jerry, and initially they were not going to give me him as a counselor. I met with someone else, and I said, no, I need to go back to Jerry Glenn, and he accepted me back. So that's how our relationship started again.
And Trish, as she's indicated, has had substantial reduction in funding from the state Pennsylvania, and she's been able to manage through that, start a new program with the prison here called New Beginnings. She had a program called
New Choices.
What was the other program?
Grow,
which helped individuals in transition, and she's done a marvelous job in managing this thing with very little help. We put together an advisory board about a year and a half ago, and I believe that's helped as well.
Sure. SCORE, well, I would say Jerry in particular, as a whole, has helped me substantially. I have a lot of energy. I'm not always the easiest to ingest, especially after a long day or at the beginning of your day. And I would say the best part of working with Jerry is the fact that he allows me to be me and helps me mitigate through some of the challenges. It's very tough. Running a nonprofit is very difficult, and being independent, it makes it even more challenging. So being able to go to him and extrapolate what's really needed versus what's not. As he said, we developed a board, even just, not only developing a board, but what are the practices, what are the roles, what are the expectations, how are we going to recruit people? In addition to that, running our nonprofit Taste of Success, we do an annual fundraising event. How do we mitigate through deciphering the difference between committee members and advisory board members and not meshing the two together? I mean, there's so much that I could name.
One of the other things that Trish has really done well is in the area of advocacy, and she works quite well with our local legislators and those in Harrisburg. And they've been very supportive of New Choices and New Beginning in the prison. The commissioners here in Lancaster have been very supportive, and we look forward to next year when we stay in the prison and expand our services there.
I want to add to when Jerry talks about next year. That's one of the things I appreciate about what he does for me, is that I juggle so much as a whole in terms of New Choices, and he has a lot. I mean, you do a lot for SCORE. And having said that, he is always there reminding me of what's coming on the horizon, what needs to be on the horizon, how we're going to plan for next year, as he says, which is around the corner, but the planning has already started. So he just really helps keep me in alignment with what needs to happen here, provided I'm thinking about it or not. He's definitely there to keep me on the straight and narrow.
We try.
So in closing, first I'd like to say, Jerry, thank you for everything that you continue to do for me and New Choices as an entirety.
You're welcome.
But in addition to that, I would also like to say that SCORE has done so much for New Choices Career Development Program and also many other nonprofits in the Lancaster area.